All right, welcome anyone that's watching on Moonbeam or watching on Twitch or even on YouTube replay. I'm going to be playing Doom Pilgrim live. I did have a little bit of background audio going, but I think my computer's a little bit taxed given I was trying to multi-stream in both into Moonbeam and Twitch. So I think I'm just going to leave the audio off just for this time and try to get it fixed next time. So Doom Pilgrim is a game by Warclaw Publishing, and it's a card deck, as you can see in front of me. It's doesn't have any dice, although you do see that I have dice up here. I might use those as trackers, so that's really not part of the game. It's just what I might try to use as a visual aid. And these coins are from I think it's from Role Player. I got them out of my cabinet. I thought I'd use these to track any actual gold. And these, I might use these trackers to track conditions or things as you get into the game. Now, this mat is from a game called Destinies. So it just seemed like it fit. So I thought it might be fun to use this and then again use the tracker. But I believe that Warclaw Games is coming out with a actual playmat. And the version I have, just so you know, you can see these cards are a little bit they're a little bit not flimsy. I guess flimsy is the right word. That's because I did a print and play. These are not the actual cards that you would get if you buy the physical game. So you can both buy the physical game if you want with a card box, and I'm hoping that my wife actually got that for me for Christmas, fingers crossed. But in the meantime, I printed these out myself. So let's jump into the game. And actually, the background image that I have for my stream is actually from Warclaw Publishing. I purchased that background, so I really like it. So I hope you like it. Let me know if you what you think if you do happen to take a look at it. All right, I'm gonna pull up the Doom Pilgrim rules summary. So I'll just read through these before we get started. So let's just read them just quickly. So Doom Pilgrim rules. The world is doomed. How about you? To undertake the destiny of a doubtful hero. So we're going to take the deck picture side up. So this is the deck I have here. And this represents your future. Now, I decided to do just a simple game. So I already selected 45 out of 90 cards. So sorry if the camera's bouncing around just a little bit, but selected 45 cards and I already put them up here in the top left. And if you want, you can use all the cards to make a longer game and what have you. So we're going to do a Poor Worm game. And so each turn, I'm going to draw 3 cards, pictures up. And based only on the images, I'm going to discard one of them into the box. And I've got a little dice tray that I'm going to use as my discard pile that's a little bit off screen up here. And I'll use that for my discard. And then you've kind of rejected that path. You're not going to use it again in this game. You're going to put one at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to if I take one, I put it under the bottom of this deck. And then you might go there later if you survive. So you will have to play it. So anything that you do put under your deck, you'll end up facing later, as long as you stay alive. And then the remaining card is the path you've chosen. You turn that over and read it and determine what your fate brings. Then you put that card aside, and that's going to be your past deck. I think I'll put the past deck here. So I'll keep the deck that I'm going to be drawing from here, past deck here, and then up off screen, I'll have the deck that is the discard pile. So let's see. Cards in the deck have text facing up so that you can recheck what has happened to you thus far if needed. Okay, so your past deck, I didn't read that. I've only played this once, so that's good to know. Do not shuffle them though. So cards in this deck have text facing up. So I guess I flip them over face up and you can read them that way. And it tells you what's happened. If you need them, don't shuffle them. Be sure to use a pen and paper. I actually have, and I'll show it to you in a minute, but I have a form fillable PDF I'm going to use for my character sheet. So we'll do that. And it says a certain level of scars is tolerated, but you're doomed completely and die once you go to the next 5 wounds, or you have both eyes, legs, or hands lost. Those aren't wounds, but you're actually losing limbs. You have 3 diseases of any type. So it doesn't matter if it's the same type or multiple types, or if you have 3 curses, again, of any type. Now, there's also something called psychic drops, and those that really accounts for a whole range of conditions that you might face. So it could be fear, it could be fatigue. So anything that doesn't really fit into the wounds, diseases, or curses are technically a psychic drop. And so for us to die in the game to end, you have to have 3 of the exact same type of those psychic drops. So if I have 2 fear and 1 fatigue, I'm still in the game. But if I get 3 fear, then I would be dead. So there are dozens of other ways to become doomed. The text on the card will tell you. And it says, however, your next journey may be easier. So the more that you play this game, you might remember some of the images. So sometimes it tells you don't study the text too much. And I'm still learning the game, so I might make some mistakes because you don't always have to read the whole card. So the aim of the game is to get to the bottom of your future deck, leaving no cards. So once there are 3 or fewer cards left, you choose one as your final encounter and discard the others. To make a new pilgrimage, put all the cards back into one pack, shuffle it, and then you would start again. Now you could take out some of the cards you've played if you really want to do this without having any advantage. So that's the rules. So we'll get started. I'll show you. I might take this, or maybe I'll leave it on. I'll take it down for now, and then maybe as we need to read it, we will go ahead and pull this back up. But I'm calling my pilgrim Thomas. You don't start with anything. Everything you get will actually be based on the gameplay itself and the cards you flip over. So I'm going to put this away for now. So let's get into this. So we're going to draw the first 3 cards, face, I guess, up as far as the images. And so now, wow, there's interesting. So it's kind of, all of these look like they could be encounters. So remember, one of these I'm going to put in the discard pile and be done with. One of these I'll put under the deck, and then one of them will be my future. I don't know that I want the multiple. This looks a little, yeah, this looks like I might have to fight some. You can see that card. It looks like those are maybe wolves, but maybe they are wolves that are undead. I can't quite tell. So I'm not going to throw this one away completely. I'm going to put this underneath the deck. So I will have to face that again, possibly. But for now, so early in the game, I'm a little nervous about trying to look at something that looks like the Grim Reaper. So I'm going to discard that completely, throw it in my pile up there. And so we're going to flip over this card and see what it says. So I'll try to get it so you can read it as well, but I will read this. Trying to get that on camera well. Ghosts of your fate. You have settled down in a small abandoned house on the outskirts of a quiet village that lost half of its population recently due to a plague. You have healed some harms and regained a bit of inner peace here. -1 wound and -1 psychic drop of your choice. Shoot, I probably played this too early. For some time, you even thought you might really live like this, a man of the community. But soon, apparitions start to appear at your door. You can shout at them to get out, and usually they do. But they always return sooner or later. And deep inside, you know who they are, poor souls of your past or future victims, calling you back to your inevitable fate of a wandering hero. You cannot sit here. You must perform great deeds or perish, or both. You set out on the pilgrimage again with renewed enthusiasm. Take one more card to choose from and discard one more to the box, only for this time. The other round will be normal again. Okay, so I think what this is saying is this next time now, instead of taking 3 cards, I'll take 4, and then I'll be discarding 2 instead of 1. So this is my past. I'll keep that up. I think that's what it means. So let's draw our next 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't want to think too cautious, because if you do, then that can be a problem as well. But so I get to discard 2 completely, and I'm going to pick 1. So this looks like somebody, he does have some dogs, but it's in the wilderness. sitting on maybe a stump or a campfire. I kind of like that one. I think I'll be taking this one for now. So I'm discarding 2. This looks like, I love this art. This looks like maybe a castle or a village. Maybe I could do something in here. So I'm going to keep that. And I think for now, I'm going to discard these 2. One of them, again, looks like a pseudo executioner type. And this looks like a kind of a crazy guy. So I'm going to throw these 2 or discard those 2. And so I'm down to these. I think I'm going to put this one underneath the deck and see that later. So now let's look at this one that looks like it's a guy with maybe some dogs or something in the plains. So let's read this. Foxfather. At the edge of a vast forest, you meet a simple-looking man sitting on a tree stump and feeding foxes. He seems surprised to see you here, saying there are not many people used to come here into the wilderness. Well, he says, when you've come such a long way to my humble piece of land, let's make some use of it for you. Tell me what ailments bother you, and I will try to help you with the aid of herbs and the ancient knowledge of forest people. Using his generous offer, God, I don't have any of these yet, so this isn't helping me. I'm probably playing these too early. But I'm supposed to choose one of my diseases, and he'll cure it. Then if you've got, so I don't have any of these. If you've not made them nervous, let's see. Let's read this again. Then if you've got any curse or a killer badge, his foxes start to be nervous and you must leave. I don't have those yet. If you've not made them nervous, you can stay a little longer to have 1 point. Oh, I don't need to do that. What more if you have a good heart? Okay, so I don't have anything else. So that one I probably played a little bit too early, but we'll just keep moving on. Like I said, I love this art. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. I feel like I need to do something a little more aggressive because I've had 2 cards that are pretty much didn't really do much for me. So I think I might, this looks a little scary, but I think I might kind of force myself into an encounter. So which one? That's another city. I think I'm going to discard that. This looks like an entrance to the side of a mountain. I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to discard the 1, put this under my deck, and then we're going to see what we face here with this. Plagued Village. You can make very good trading in this village. The worst part of this business is that you would get infected as well for sure, because this godforsaken place is fully plagued. Decide. So this is, obviously, I do have to make a choice here. So flee from here as fast as you can in the fear of death. So I would get fear +1. So that's a psychic drop. And this little notation here with a quill means I should make a note of that on my character sheet. Get in touch with the poor community, getting the pestilence disease, but also an opportunity to trade, buy, sell. But I don't have anything yet. So 1 gold piece. What does that mean? You can travel faster with it. Not sure what in a 3 gold pieces, a horse, 1 to 1 a dog. I'm not sure what this means. Let me read this again. One to 1. Yeah, I might have to ask about that. So, buy, sell price, good. So I think what that's saying here is I could buy for 2 gold pieces of mule. I could sell a mule for 1 gold piece. So here, I think here it just means NA, I can't buy a horse, but I could sell one for 3 gold pieces. So I don't really have anything yet. So unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I can trade at this point. So I guess for now, it makes sense for me to flee as fast as I can. And I will get the fear +1. So let's open the character sheet. So we're going to go into my character sheet, and that's a psychic drop, which is on the bottom. So let me mark that down. So I'm just going to note it as fear 1 and leave that for now. So I don't know if there's anything else. Yeah, I won't track that any other way for now. So let's go back and I will close that down again. So, all right, I think that's all I can do. Let's get to the next 3 cards. Keep playing. So again, no dice rolling, you're just pulling cards, but I really do like these cards. All right. It kind of looks like you're in the there's some big rock formations. I can't tell if that here is a little hideaway or a cutout in the rock. It's hard to tell. This looks like just desolation and nothing out there. Yeah. And then finally, these guys don't look very good. But you know what? I'm going to take this card because I want to start getting some type of equipment or something. So we're going to... I haven't seen many of these cards. So we're going to discard this one. And then we're going to put this one at the bottom of our deck. All right, so let's see how badly I did here. Thugs, holes. You can see how packed these cards are with text, which is awesome. In the stinky suburb of an even stinkier town, you finally found the poor slum where the thug band is hiding. The thug band that you've been searching as the town council instructed you. Ah, a manhunter visited our fancy chateau, smiles their leader, showing his corrupted teeth. How much did they offer you? Anyway, I have a better offer for you. Let's do a trade instead of struggling. In the end, you can never catch us. If you manage to get one of us, most likely Rodrigo, this crippled worm here, the others will jump into holes back there and in the sewers. You have no chance to survive. The Lord of Rats is said to rule down there, and some say that I am the Lord of Rats. Well, back to business. We own a steel suit that is too heavy, noisy, and shiny to be used in our job, but it might do a good service to you. We found it, of course, so the price is low, 10 gold pieces only. Again, I don't have any gold at this point. You have a killer badge. I don't, so let's keep, what is that? That is a little person icon. Down here, it's a little hard, but you can see these icons. And this one is a quill, I think. So as you examine the Armin while they're ready to knock it down, and you knock it and you down into the sewers instantly, in case of any trick, you find it is the real deal. So the impenetrable magic armor, preventing all physical harm or killing in fights. If a text offers at least some option that lets you not die, this armor guarantees it. So what it doesn't, so let's just read this again. But it says it might be of service to you. We found it, of course. Oh, but it's saying a price here, right? I must have missed that because, oh yeah, 10 gold pieces, or it's 7 if I have the killer badge. So unfortunately, I can't buy this because again, it's too expensive. So I guess I have to discard that and move on. 3 more cards. Let's just look at these closer. Ooh, it looks like something staring back at me in the darkness up there. I kind of like that one. This looks like maybe a monk or some kind of crazy crusader. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's cutting off the head of something here, but looks like there's a knight and some creature here. I'm just gonna discard this one. I'm not really sure the best way to play this game, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And I think I'm gonna stick with this guy. I want to interact with this, so I'm gonna trying to balance the amount of encounters, I guess, that I put back in the deck at the bottom, because obviously you'll face them in order of how you discarded them. Let's look at this one, Relic Smuggler. This city has got one of the noblest cathedrals you've ever seen. On the other hand, the higher a church is, the bigger shadows it brings. And in the streets here, you can find some extra poor and doubtful figures. One of them is an ugly individual in a ridiculously religious robe. From just one look, you can say he's not a bishop or anything he is acting. But what is he then? Relic smuggler? You are not sure of what use could his goods be to you? But here's the offer anyway. All of these are gold. 3 gold pieces, 4 gold, 6 gold, 9 gold. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do here. I could have traded, but unfortunately, I do not have anything yet. So I feel like I've got to start getting into some action here because I'm getting cards that just are not like they're moving the story, but they're not really giving me anything. So I think I'm going to take this one. So let's see which one will we discard. Kind of like this one looks intriguing to me, so I'm going to discard the kind of like the village, town, city there. And we're going to check out this one, which looks a little scary. Silent Berserkers. You have come to a camp of mighty warriors. Okay. They say nothing, but you understand from their gestures that they will take you to their leader. And finally, you stand in front of his throne, surrounded by his clansmen. Too late, you realize you are in a very dangerous position if they change their behavior. But first, let's hear what the man wants to tell you. Greetings, O fearless traveler. Hope you've already forgiven my brothers. They have not told you a word. Poor fellows, they do not have tongues. Yes, we are the renowned order of silent berserkers. I know this look. Why then do I have a tongue? It is for I am the founder, and our statutes are clear about this. The author of these statutes then talks for hours. Finally, you know you only have 2 options, so I have to decide between these 2. 1, they will pluck your tongue off and they will eat it, letting you stagger off. Wow. So if you do that, let's just read briefly at the bottom. Tongues lost. Negotiations are now excluded from your problem solving. When resolving events, use your reason on what resolutions a mute man is capable of, and limit your choice only to those. To these. I don't think I want to do that. So they will pluck your tongue off. Well, wait a second. And eat it with you solemnly as their new member. Then they will train you to be extra tough. Member of the Silent Berserker Order, your basic wounds and diseases toleration is doubled. Oh my God. So the only options I have is to pluck my tongue off and eat it, letting me stagger off, or they will pluck the tongue off and eat it with you solemnly as their new member. Oh my God. So no matter what, I've lost my tongue. You know what? I'm going to become a member of the Silent Berserker Order. So let's pull up the character sheet. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize I wasn't going to have any option there. So let's see where I would put this. So member, I think here's a membership, member, Silent Berserker Order. All right, so I wrote that down. So your basic wounds and diseases toleration is doubled. So I think that means if it normally takes 5 to kill you, I think that would mean 10. Your basic wounds and diseases toleration is doubled. I'm going to make a note of that somewhere. Let's look and see where. Miscellaneous, maybe? Or maybe wounds, I would say, I'm going to say toleration double. I'm curious to ask Warclaw, or I think that's his name, and if I've read that right, because if that's doubled and then my diseases, I'm going to put that here. So like I said, I would read that to mean I need to get 6 diseases or 10 wounds. So now I can't, and maybe I should probably note that, although it's probably won't be too hard to remember, but miscellaneous. Where is the organs lost? I'm going to do, no, it's not. Paired organs, limbs lost. Is that? Yeah, I'm just going to say up here. No tongue. Did not think I'd be playing a game where I had my tongue cut off. There you go. Yeah, all right. Let's move on. Let's draw 3 more cards. And sometimes you get things that you do have to track for a lengthy amount of time, which is why I have all the, I think I can I'm going to save this, but let me, that's why I have the dice and the gold. So, all right, we got to get something here. I'm gonna get this card because it looks like it's both a city and there's some figures, so maybe I can get something out of that. And then in this case, I think I'm gonna discard the mountaintops. I'm gonna leave this like bird figure. That looks interesting. Put that under here. And let's flip over this. Into the quiet castle. Rich loot awaits you in this castle. You know it. But what seems quiet may hide lurking evil. This you know too. Sum up your points of effectivity, for this event. Anywhere or Vampire Curse +3. I don't have that. Perfect Shield +4. I don't have that. Small Shield +2. I don't have that. Kite, Cursed Axe, Magic Weapon, Leg Plates. I don't have any of that. Mad Jester's Cap. Oh my God. Or non-zero Confusion, Mind Disruption, or Insanity. I don't have those. Curious or another Torso Plate. I don't have those. Indestructible Armor. +1. I don't have that. 10 or more cards in your past deck. I don't think I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 cards there. But I don't have that. Non-zero Fear or Dismay. I did have Fear. So +2. I don't have an ally. So all I got is 2. How fat? How far and what booty got you? Po result. I got a 2. 3 or less. So this says a fall trap victim slowly dying in a dungeon. What does that mean? Huh. So rich loot awaits you in this castle, you know it. But what seems quiet may hide lurking evil. So we got through the first floor. Oh my God, that's it. Literally, I went into this castle and I think I just died. Because of 3 or less, you're a fall trap victim slowly. So basically, I went into this dungeon, I fell into a trap, and I'm slowly dying. If I had like 10 to 12 or even above a 7, I would have gotten some gold and gotten some wounds, but literally I didn't have anything else that hurt me. I didn't get into any battles, but I went into this castle and fell victim to a trap. So there you go. That was a pretty short playthrough, shorter than I was expecting, but I do like this game and I definitely want to play it again. So I think I'll call it this time, make it a relatively short stream, but would love to hear what you think about the game. And I'm definitely going to play it again. Maybe if I feel like it in the morning, I might try another run. But thanks for watching, and drop me a comment if you like the game or if you want any other information about it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.